aware of and I've used in the past. Anyways, people, hopefully your day is good. Mine is okay. Mine just begun about an hour and a half ago. No, actually, I woke up a little after 8. I was in bed, and then my wife said to me, I bet you're still in bed. I said, what's the problem with that? Is that a crime? Thing with my wife is that oh, she wakes up early every day. Even when she doesn't have work, she tried to wake up 4:30. I don't know what's her problem. I think it's a problem. It's my personal opinion on it. I think it's a problem. You should sleep when you can. You feel me? Christopher Judge, Game Award, Game Award, Game Award. Here it is.
Best performance.
Let's turn down this beat for a little bit.
This is heavy. Finally, I didn't work out today, so I'm doing. You don't mind, do you, if I do a little?
Al Pacino too, man.
The best performance.
And what's crazy is that he was excited to like.
Christopher Judge for God of War Ragnarok.
He was kind of really excited to even meet Al Pacino. Look at man's face. He looked like he may have had a couple of drinks though, but he's a cool dude. I like him. He's like, yo, even when they're trying to play the music, he's like, listen, I'm going to finish what I'm saying. Let's see how long this is. This is 9 minutes long. Yeah, it's almost a 10-minute speech.
Organize your business.
What?
For just $1 per month with HoneyBook.
They had to hit us with the ads, huh? It's how you make your money, YouTube.
Now I see why I couldn't get more than a +1. Thank you to the Game Awards. First,
Look at his outfit, though.
I have to thank my mama.
I mean, I don't know if I can, honestly, I don't know if I can pull off an outfit like this. I could try. You know what I mean? But a gold and black, like real gold, though. It's not like a bright yellow or not. I mean, a yellow or nothing like. It's straight up gold. Man's is even rocking the gold shoes. I don't know what the brand is, but man is rocking a full. As a matter of fact, look at his hair. I love this guy though. He seems like the type of person you can work with, and he's mad chill. He just seemed like that type of dude. That's just cool to hang around with when you work, because he pretty straightforward. Listen to this man though.
Whose belief that I would amount to something good would never waver, even though it looked like I'd never amount to anything good. My brother, who's my hero, at 40, changed his life.
Oh yeah, he's gonna go into his brother. He talks about his family too, saying now he got I think it was a master's degree. Let's see.
Went to medical school and is now Dr. Judge.
Oh yeah, he got his doctorate actually. At age 40 though, I mean, this is what I'm talking about. This is what this channel is about as well. I mean, I don't talk much about education, but I got my degree when I was 30. I'm 38 now? 2 years ago, right? 2019. So that's 2 years ago, right? Going 3 years. Yeah, so I was about 36 when I got my college degree. Mind you, I started college in 2013, and I put it off for a while too. I didn't go to school for about a year until the military wrote me and say, yo, I need my money back because I've been paying for your education. No, you decide to drop out. But I mean, things you can do. I mean, don't ever doubt yourself, man. It's like, I'm not telling you to always be optimistic, but if you have the love and desire for something, go at it. You know what I mean? It might seem a little challenging in the beginning, but a lot of things that seem challenging, it's when you get into that momentum that you kind of just you just start flowing, man. It's just how life is. You doubt yourself until you start. And when you start, you say, I can't believe this wasn't so hard. That's the first thing you're gonna say. I can't believe this wasn't so hard. You know what I mean? Until you're done. Uh College can be scary. You know, getting an education definitely is scary, and there's a lot on the line. A lot of expectations out there. I mean, if you feel like you're in school as well and you feel like you're under too much pressure, take a break. Take a break, maybe work for a couple months or a year, and then go back into it, part time or full time. You know, but you can do anything, man. The odds. It seems like the odds is always against you, but as again, it's when you start that you actually start seeing results. You know.
My children, who I am forever proud of, forever thankful of, and still the best role I've ever had is being your dad.
Oh my goodness. Sounds like a better dad than me.
Sony Santa Monica.
Enough of those are his kids.
Miss Yumi Yang, it is an honor and a pleasure to work for you and with you. You are a unicorn because you actually proved that for the first time ever, the trickle down theory actually worked. Corey Barlog, thank you, brother.
I feel like because he was like the first speaker, they didn't really cut him early though, because they won't. All right, so what? He's 3 minutes and 11 seconds in. Everybody else kind of start getting the music around this time. But I mean, he kind of lapsed. He kind of lopsided a lot of opportunity for other people. But let's listen to the man. He had a lot to
Thank
say.
you for believing in me, and thank you for having me read for the role. Um, I was the last actor in California to read for it. And Corey said to me he didn't think I would do it. And if I had known it was a video game back then, I might not have.
Oh
Look
yeah.
at how things have changed. Um, Matt,
It's funny you said that though. And you know what it is? Like video games have some of the biggest stories. If you guys don't play games, like some of the biggest stories I've experienced is not from movies. It's really from video games, you know? Video game is the thing, man. Even on some basic level, even if you play like a couple hours a week, try some video games. You'll be surprised, man, how big these stories are. And I mean, the actors are being recognized now too, which is pretty dope. With this, with the gaming awards, they're kind of putting actors like him in the spotlight. And very soon, I imagine, you know, what I mean, a lot of actors, you know, even actors who are involved in TV shows and movies are gonna start hopping on some video game gigs. Who knows? Well, it's been happening anyways. There's a lot of actors and actresses that are involved in video games. I feel like the more they become aware of it, then they'll look at it as another avenue. Like, yo, I can start getting awards for this as well. Why not? You know, I'm looking forward to getting a gaming award for best actor. In perfect example here.
Rich, Dory, Bruno, Erica, B, everyone who made that volume so special and so sacred. Everyone.
Netflix killed Blockbuster. Uber killed Taxi Cab.
All right. Ad break. Let's skip it.
At every level, be it designer, be it whatever it was, who worked under extraordinary conditions to get this game out.
soon as I hear the person, I think somebody may have crashed their thing too at the end, but I didn't really get it because I was watching it live. Some kid came up on stage and said something. I gotta find that video as well.
It's kind of common knowledge that we were honored to go to Tribeca after 2018. And when Corey
Let
took
me
us
find
aside and said,
let me find that video in the meantime because I kind of want to see what he really said because I really didn't really watch that.
and he said, "No, I vouch for Eric." And I said, "Eric Williams better be a beast." Eric Williams is a motherfucking beast.
Here's that little kid. So Kid Crash Game Award gets arrested. Apple. Woo! He got arrested.
Relate to Corey on
He got arrested. Wait.
level,
Let's listen through this long speech. We gotta jump on this one. I gotta see what happened to this guy.
Eric Williams and I are from such the same place, two different parts of the country, two different upbringings, but two from a very similar emotional place.
He could have got through this speech a little. It's because he's pausing too long, man.
I'll never forget,
Like every other word, he paused.
I guess I can't say what it was, but it was something that moved me so deeply. And there's a time frame that cinematics have to fit into. Hopefully not speeches. And
Al Pacino's like, this guy needs to hurry up.
Eric came over.
I can tell what's going through the head, man. Yo, hurry up, guy. Come on.
Just held me as I was sobbing.
They probably had to pay him overtime to be there for this 10 minutes. He probably was supposed to be on and off stage, but doesn't this guy look like, what's his face? Why can't I remember Kratos' kid's name, man?
Now give us one we can use. To this
A long
amazing
ass speech.
group of actors.
It's fine. I remember this guy's name, man. Atreus. I don't know why I can't remember Atreus' name, man.
More
And I know the game too.
I did
It's not good.
every single day. I mean, we were in there, and the bravery of this group of actors to share their heartache, their loves, their lost love.
So when you're giving this speech, man, Christopher, I love you, guy. I mean, man's got a bigger bank account than me too. So who am I to say anything? But when you're giving a speech, you don't count your words like this. Especially when you're on people's time. You got to make it flow, man. I'm not a man of words either. But I mean, that's even better. Because if I were in this position, if I was in this position, I would have just been up, collect, shout out to blah, 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 shout out to blah, blah, blah. If I forgot the name, forgive me. Done. This man is like, Christopher, why?
The loneliness.
Yo.
I am so grateful and thankful that I got to spend all those days in that volume with you. This is
Music.
us.
Music. 7 minutes in though, they slacked. The person who was supposed to play this music slacked off. I blame him too. I blame him for not playing this music earlier. You know, mind you, God of War won. I don't even know. Well, let's check. They won most of their war, but we can check and get the exact number. How many awards did God of War win? Let's see. How many awards did God of War win? Let's see. I don't really want to read too much. I thought it would have been Ragnarok received 5. So 5 awards. I felt like it was more though. I know Elden Ring won Game of the Year, but I felt like it was more than 5. I felt like it was more than 5. Just from here, I'm not going to read through because I really don't want to jump on these websites. I don't know what website that is. It's an article, but I really don't want to jump on it. But 5 awards. I thought it was more than that. Elden Ring won Game of the Year, which was well deserved. Still haven't beat that game, but game is pretty solid. Mr. Atreus, man's look like him though.
Your work was astounding.
Look at how this man ignores the music. Like he's just like,
Forget the 2 things I hopefully gave you. Hire me,
OG of speeches,
douchebag.
Christopher. But we gotta jump onto this kid though. Hurry up, Christopher.
Room, no matter what game it was you
Listen,
touched,
and they maxed out the music on his ass, and he's still in.
in the world through a very difficult, dark time that's still not over.
The OG of speech. Let me see how long they started this. And he still went like all of 2 minutes longer.
So much in the course of dreams and escapism and just being better.
And he's still going.
Thank you. Thank you to the wrestling nominees.
Woo, Christopher.
Great night.
I like the guy though.
I met Al Pacino.
Al Pacino got some extra dough because of you, though. That much. Let's jump into this kid who crashed the award show. See, there's a couple of videos about him. I don't want any too much cussing. Let's see. This one has 100K views. This is crazy, Elden Ring. He said, "Oh yeah, he did say something about Bill Clinton." Oh yeah. Let's hear what Big A Clip has to say about this. Let's check this out.
Ring. Is Elden Ring. Let's go! Hey, well deserved. Pretty good award.
Oh, he was recording this on live too, live stream.
Impact, but whatever.
Oh.
Thank you so much.
Yo, he snuck up with the crew. No way. Nobody saw that? Oh my goodness. Wait, hey. Wait. Oh my god. Hey, man did this like a straight Prius. He was slick. Damn. But how you don't know though? How you call up? How you don't know these guys' crew though? Where's security? I don't know. Let's see. These guys could have been stabbed in the back, you know. Oh my goodness. Let's look at this.
Award show. I can't disagree with too much other than fucking Genshin Impact, but whatever.
And he's in the back all this time. Nobody saw. Yo, it's crazy that I watched this live though, and I really wasn't paying attention to him. But I would imagine for staff members, I would imagine for like security, even these 2 guys, like who the hell are you? My man to the my interpreter. Well, I don't know if he's, I forget if he's the interpreter. Man's to the left, he to the right of us now. He should have been like, yo, who the hell are you? Why you up on us like that? Nobody said nothing. This is wild. This is wild. Wait.
There's probably like the lead developer who's so uncomfortable on stage. They probably made the entire game.
Thank everybody and say that I think I want to nominate this award to my Reformed Orthodox Rabbi Bill Clinton. Thank you, everybody.
I don't know. Were they not supposed to be up there?
Yo! Wait. Let's hear that again. This little guy, man. Oh my goodness. Where is he? Oh. He went in too with a voice.
Who's so uncomfortable on stage. They probably,
Wait.
there's probably like the lead developer who's so uncomfortable on stage. They probably made the entire
And they couldn't cut his mic?
Everybody and say that I think I want to nominate this award to
Oh, here goes security. Here goes security. Here goes security.
Clinton. Thank you, everybody.
Here goes security. Here goes but security. These guys are already dead, as far as I know.
What the hell? Tyler want reform?
If this kid wanted to, hey, if this kid was malicious, man, they would have been in a lot of trouble. Hey, this is the reason why I don't like live events too, man. So imagine now you're there to pick up your award. This little man snuck up behind you. It could be a suicide bomber. I don't know. The way how crazy this world is, it could have played out a whole different way. It could have been a fanboy or somebody who was like obsessed or I don't know, something crazy, and it could have been worse. It could have been worse for everybody. And how security saw this in the end, I do not know. Nobody saw that he wasn't a part of their group. Nobody picked up on that. Look at this. Even these guys are looking like, yo, what is he saying? Is this guy? What is this? Who's this little man? Nobody thought of that? I don't know, man. But this was hilarious, though. And it's crazy that even when I saw it, I'm like, I didn't get it because he sounded crazy, but I didn't know he wasn't a part of their thing. Here comes security. Look. So let's see how long security took to respond. All right.
They probably made the entire game. They're so uncomfortable on stage. They probably made the entire.
Let's see when he started to talk and how long it took security. All right, so he started talking at 22 seconds. Now, mind you, I was in the military, man, and I don't know. Even now, though, I'm always aware of my environment. I'm not gonna tell you I'm sharp. You know what I mean? Things will go by me. Things will go slip by me easy. But a lot of times I will be like, yo, what's this? Where's this guy coming from? You know, like, who are you? A lot of times I'll see things that people like. I always try to be aware of, you know, especially in any area, in any situation like this, when there's thousands or hundreds of people around me that I'm kind of on edge. I always try to know what's happening, like at least within my area. It don't have to be the whole event, but where I am, I try to be mostly aware of where I am and who are around me. But all right, so 21 seconds. He started his speech. Let's see how long it took security to respond to this.
So uncomfortable on stage. They probably made the entire game.
All right, here comes security. I mean, it wasn't too bad. It took them 6 seconds to figure it out. Imagine you could have ran, because if I was in this spot, I would have started running already. They probably would have caught me regardless, but I probably said, but this kid just like, he kept on talking. 1, 2, 3, 4 guys though. Like, where are you going? They held him, yeah.
Did you just sneak up there? What the hell? Tyler want reform? The vet believed it. Congratulations. Wait, Jeff was surprised. Who the hell was
Wow. Some kid.
Did he say Bill Clinton? Yeah, it's crazy.
Some freaking kid snuck up on stage at the Gaming Award, man. Yeah, I watched the entire award because I was hoping to win. Let's close this out. I was hoping to win one of those stream decks, man. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for me. I didn't win a stream deck. There was a stream deck being given away every single minute of that show. So they say. Well, they were announcing the names. Some of the names seem a little sketch, though, like a lot of numbers, and I don't know. I'm not saying it was a scam. I don't know. I imagine it was real. But anyways, let's start off with my daily chores. I call it chores because it's given to me by my beautiful and loving wife. What I do in the morning is typically I try to create our podcast the first thing in the morning. So that's the first thing I take care of. So let me pull up and at least download this file. Twitch is giving me a recap. I don't know if I streamed a lot this year. I think I streamed a couple of times. But let's download that file and let's hope that I can at least open Premiere Pro. I tried opening Premiere Pro on OBS, but for some reason it wouldn't let me. It wouldn't let me capture. It wouldn't let me capture OBS. I mean not OBS. It wouldn't let me capture Premiere Pro. So let's say bring Premiere Pro up like so. If I switch to Adobe Premiere Pro, see it's black. Now actually, and it could be that it's copy. It could be that it's Premiere Pro that's stopping it or Adobe that's stopping it. It could be because they have a way how to stream. I mean they do a lot of what the hell is this doing? Nah, we don't need to locate it. So you can see the screen is up, but it's real. Ah, lovely. All right, it came up. That's good. Right now this file is showing that it's missing because it is missing. Usually my process goes, I download the file. She records it every day. So it's fresh from the creative part. Every day I create this. So when she shares this with her audience, it is like done the same day, to be honest. We've been falling off because again, I am selling this house and we have a lot of things that we're doing. So sometimes we really don't get a chance to do a lot of things. Like somebody's coming to view the house at 4 p.m. today. It's kind of inconvenient, but it's fine. You're trying to sell your house, you just work with whatever comes. By the way, what I usually do now is she does the recording from her phone and she sends it to me through WhatsApp, which isn't really the best way of sending these files because WhatsApp will probably take a little bit of the quality away from the sound. But I mean, her audience isn't really too crazy about how crisp it sounds because again, she sends it through WhatsApp. A lot of her content goes through WhatsApp. But her thing is a daily bread. She does a daily bread, and I do all the edits for her. I'm an editor, man. I'm her editor, her personal editor, and husband, right? Isn't she fortunate? Editor and husband. So do I really want to do the edits for her? It all depends. Sometimes I wanna. I don't mind. Her content is pretty good. It's encouraging stuff. And I mean, I am for it. But for the most part, though, we have everything set up here. As you can see, this is her image. This is the end. The end, we have a little bit of commentary coming through, just showing recognition to the sound, which I believe came from Upbeat. And yeah, but typically all I do is if I need to extend this audio, which this is the main audio, the sound audio, the background sound audio, I usually just either extend it, but in this case it's a shorter recording. But my first step would be to just add a little gain to her audio. Usually I add 2, no more than 2. I'm not trying to deaf anyone. And this is already set. I already set the gain levels in this. It's ducking as well. It really doesn't duck because I don't think I processed that, because if you notice, I didn't generate it. I can generate it. No, actually it's not ducking at all. So ducking would be like if she's talking, the background goes lower, when she's not talking comes back up. You know, stuff like that. It looks like it is doing, but I don't think I processed it. The only real thing I did was is to adjust the clip volume. But anyways, I'm gonna have to shut off the background music that I'm playing on YouTube for a little bit, just to get this done. It shouldn't take long. Let's pause that lo-fi for a little bit and get this done. So we already gained that up. And all I'm gonna do is just go through all the mistakes.
The meaning of life. Our scripture reading comes to us today from 1 Corinthians chapter 15, reading from verses 50 to 58.
Here beginneth. So like that, that's too long. Usually I'll take that out. So I'll start cutting it from about, so where she say air beginneth?
beginneth.
All that rumble, 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 rumble. I want to get most of it. I won't get all of it. So I'll put it to there. I want a pause, but I don't want too much. I don't want too much of a pause. So the ripple delete won't work. I forgot I forgot how it works, to be honest. But let's say I added this file down here. It's going to do it because I don't remember why it does it. Either because one track has to be longer than the other. I don't know. I'm not going to get technical with this. I really don't know how the ripple delete functions. But I know that if you have a track that's longer than the other, you know, the smart people will tell you how it works. I'm not too... Let's put it this way. I learned Premiere Pro by watching a couple hours of a video tutorial. And then I stopped watching it like halfway through the tutorial. And then all I did was practice until I learned Premiere Pro. And I'm very good at Premiere Pro. I can edit. Yeah, I've edited a bunch of videos, especially for my family vlog. And I do a lot of this. I could do this somewhere else, but I like Premiere Pro for audio or visual. And it could work for both. Because there's a picture there, it's somewhat of a video. You know, it's visual too. It's not a motion video, but you get it. But anyways, now we can ripple delete. No, it won't let me ripple delete still. So my theory is wrong, man. My theory is wrong. My theory is wrong. I don't remember what, I don't know what caused it to give you the ripple delete. But in this case, it won't do it. Sometimes too, Premiere Pro will error, but it won't shut down. I'm not saying that's the case. Again, I don't really know. So in this case, we're gonna have to just use the delete key. And how to delete? You can delete those. Or you can also delete that space. See, it won't even do that because it won't ripple delete. So we're just gonna have to push it together. And apply a transition. I don't want my transition to start too much into it because it's going to mix. What the transition is trying to do is create this smooth transition between those two cut sequence or cut tracks. And it's going to let it blend in. So it mixes, it'll mix, sometimes mix the end of that track if there's any audio on it. So let's say if I was talking like this and I cut it and I gave it this wide of a transition. Hey, what's up?
You drive in wheels, then you...
Your helicopter?
Yeah.
Helicopters don't drive though, they fly, man. So for this,
Now this
I usually just like shrink them down a little bit because I really just want to mend that cut. And you don't have to, because if it works without it, like for example, if I did this,
now this I see.
there's really no pop in between it.
Here beginneth. Now this I say.
And even so, too, it's kind of too. The pause isn't natural. Still can't delete. Try to delete.
Here beginneth. Now this I say.
That's fine. That pause is okay, but still, there's a way out. She said, "How beginneth," and her pause is just like, I know it from my head because I've done like over 100 of these things for her. I know how it feels when she say, "Here beginneth." So I'm looking probably at a little pause of maybe about 2 seconds, a second, whatever it is. There is that, I know it's in my head. And I know it when I hear it, right? So let's go over back in there. She said, "Here beginneth."
To 58. Here beginneth.
Here beginneth.
Now this I say, brethren.
That's fine. It's not really the pause I'm looking for, but again, it works. But this now, for the transition, you really don't have to use a transition in this case because there's no pops. I don't hear anything disrupting that transition. So it sounds smoother even without this. But the reason why I put transition between every cut is to just get in the habit of it, that I don't forget it. Sometimes when you cut tracks, if there's like a little sound maybe, or a voice, or in between. Let me see if I can find one though. We're gonna go through. You kind of want to get rid of that sound, that pop or whatever it is, that's a little unnatural in the transition. And you use the I forgot what this transition is called actually. It did tell me the name of it. She's calling me now. Constant power transition. Hold on one second. Yeah. May I call it back? May I do your thing too? Yeah? Yeah. All right, so let's keep running this.
Now this I say, brethren, that the flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of God, nor does corruption inherit incorruption. Behold, I tell you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall be changed.
And what I'm doing is just listening for, I won't make any changes unless it sounds like she made a mistake or too long of a pause or she pronounced the word a certain way or doubled up on the word or or whatever it is. That's what I'm listening out for.
In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trumpet. For the trumpet will sound, and the dead will be raised up incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So when this corruptible has put on incorruption, and this mortal has put on immortality.
How the sound just changed like that? It's my earbuds.
And we shall be changed.
These are not my usual earbuds.
Must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So when this corruptible has put on incorruption, and this mortal has put on immortality, then shall be brought to the pass the saying that is written, Death is swallowed up in victory. O death, where is your sting? O Hades, where is your victory? The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law.
Okay.
But thanks be to God who gives us victory through our Lord Jesus Christ. Therefore, my brethren, be steadfast, immovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, knowing that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. We're in a portion of God's holy word.
Holy word. Thanks be to God.
We look at verse 54.
And she was skipping through her leaves. Usually she does that. So I know you're going to hear a little bit of skip leaves, usually at the end of our scripture reading. So I look for that. Thanks be to God. Thanks be to God. Skip. But
we look at verse.
I'm going to get it from there. You can hear those leaves. I won't get all of them out because one of them is, it goes all into when she was even starting to talk. So like some part of what I'll do too is tell her, like, be mindful of like when you're skipping your leaves, don't start speaking until you finish skipping your leaf, because that's speaking your recording is picking up all that leaf skipping or page skipping. So kind of just, be mindful. Sometimes she remembers, sometimes she doesn't. Doesn't matter. That's why you edit the That's why you edit the video, because you want to make it as good of a quality for the audience as possible. We try to get out all the mistakes. Let's hear how it sounds.
We look at verse 54.
And she paused a little bit. God. We look at verse
54.
We look at verse 54. That's one. That right there is just one straight without any sort of pause. You can hear that she was probably looking at her verse, looking for what verse it was. Calling out her mistakes, huh? So we cut a little bit of that as well. Again, just
At verse 54.
Sounds a lot better. Sounds a little more natural.
At verse 54. Death has been swallowed up.
And there's a pause there.
It's true. We won't escape physical death, but that isn't the point. Jesus.
All right. Mistake. So it's like she doubled up there. So I get rid of this one Jesus that she said. And I'm using some shortcuts though. I'm still looking for ripple delete, man. I'm so used to rippling this. And what ripple delete does, if I right click it and it rippled, it would just delete that portion that I rippled and it would this part would just come right next to the other one. It would literally ripple, like, and then all I would have to do is add my transition. Again, it's not working. And if anyone sees this video and like, you know how the ripple delete works, I could Google it, but I really don't care. Yeah, I really, oh man, I really don't care. I really don't care how it works. Doesn't matter to me.
In the point, Jesus upends all the thought. That is in the point. Jesus upends all our despair about life.
Let's take it from there.
To escape physical death.
But that isn't the point. Jesus will, yeah.
all our despair about life and death. Hebrews 2:11 to 15. In Christ, we are reassured that hope of heaven and the meaningful joy.
All right, mistake. And 2, I can go up here as well. If I click this, I can always back my track up like that. It's a little bit more precise than like pulling this thing. But it depends on how comfortable you are. There's no right or wrong way to do anything. It's how you work.
And the meaningful joy.
So like I have a decent mouse as well. I can adjust it and spin through fast.
And the meaningful.
So I need and.
That hope of heaven and the meaning.
So you see what she did here? She makes it so for this, she kind of pushed everything together. So I'm gonna have to take and, because and needs to go with meaningful. So where is and? Now I gotta zoom in and I gotta listen for and.
And the meaning of.
So see, and is very short.
And the meaning.
It might be a little difficult too.
And the meaning.
Let's take it from there. All right. So we made a cut. And we're gonna, because it's, let's do that. I keep hearing these headsets keep adjusting. They're Samsung buds, very good decent headsets, but I don't know if they do. I don't like them on the computer. Still trying to ripple. Let's see if I fixed it.
And the meaningful.
So you hear that pop? I could delete the pop as well.
And the meaning. And the meaning. Meaningful. The meaning. And the meaningful.
The why I'm here? The
meaningful.
Because the is on the and too. It's right here. It's right here. You can see the audio waves too, and the. You see how they look? You can see them. So that is and, but it's still gonna sound a little weird. Let's see. I may have gotten it now. Yeah, it sounds okay now. So now this is when a transition works nicely, because that you hear that pop. It's gonna be very, very obvious that something happened there. Oh, that sounds a little good.
And the meaningful joy.
It doesn't sound natural, but because because how she speaks and the meaningful, she kind of pushed everything into one. There wasn't no space. I could zoom in a lot. I think there's a way how to zoom in more, actually. That this could go beyond here. It's this thing. But I forgot what it is. Anyways, but I mean, this is really zoomed in, though. You've seen the waves like this is really zoomed in. But it's fine. It sounds okay. You can hear it if you're listening out for it. But nobody knows it's a cut, so they probably won't be listening for it. You would just hear it and not notice. But the pop, if you hear that sound, you're like, what's happening there? I hear it. I don't know if other people are like me, but I would hear it.
And the meaningful joy in Christ, we are sure.
Did she re-record everything? Let's see.
We are assured with the hope of heaven and of a meaningful joy in eternal life with him.
See, so you see what she did now? She re-recorded the entire thing. Sometimes she does that too. She re-record everything because she's like, yeah, I made too much mistake. Let's do it over. But she doesn't say, and this is another thing I say to her. I say, if you're going to do it, Say to me, you say re-record. And I say, oh, I hear that. But regardless, it doesn't matter. Again, you are the editor. If you're editing a video, really and truly, the actor, the person doing the podcast, that's just their job to do the podcast. If you say you're editing, it's your job to edit. You should listen out for these things.
Hebrews 2:11-15. In Christ, we are reassured that hope
So
of
we can
heaven
get rid
and
we
the
can get rid of all
hope
that.
of joy. In Christ, we are sure.
So we could really just get rid of everything else because she fixed it. She re-recorded it. So we really didn't need to fix all of that good stuff. There was the longest thing I've ever edited was about 2 hours of audio, and this was there was a speaker on there that all he did was and he destroyed me, man. I had to listen to 2 hours of it, but it was longer than that because you're editing. It's probably gonna be about 4 hours, 5 hours. To be cutting out every arms. I was doing my best, and that video came out. That audio came out really good. She didn't get back to me though, so she didn't. I don't think she did her. She didn't really do that podcast for that season. For this season, should have been this season, but didn't get back to me. But it was a lot of work.
In Christ, we are assured with the hope of heaven and of a meaningful joy in eternal life with Him.
Beautiful.
What are you worried about? What are your thoughts about the prospect of death? How does 1 Corinthians 15 encourage you?
Let us
Let
pray.
us pray. God,
Oh man, I know her so
thank you
much.
for your promises
It's just
about
I've
deliverance
done it so much. I know what
with
to expect.
eternal life with
So I know that's the end. I can look at the files, see it.
I pray.
So that's my end in commentary.
Have a wonderful
This I'll.
Tuesday in God.
So there's two things I could do here. I can actually use this by keeping my finger in control, and I could pull it over to this. What happens here is that this gain, I gain this up to about 4. Right now, it's the gain on this is minus 10.7. In order to get 4, I would have to go 14.7. And that's what this is. This is going to be 4. See, plus 4. Right? So I could just adjust this like so. Now, because I'm on live and whatever it is, if I wanted to do this some other way, let's say, I wanted to redo this, I would delete it. And actually, I could do the same to this. I could adjust this. I could pull this down just the way. I can move them around. I can adjust them. Their videos, there's nothing happening in between. There's a picture, nothing happening in between like videos that I'll cut out or anything like that. But just for the sake of this stream, let's cut them, right? So I made a cut there, and I will just delete this because I don't need that. This is the ending, and I would also make a cut there. Now with your razor tool, you see how I cut it incorrectly? It will line up. It will snap if you have that on, actually. I don't remember if it's something that's always on or you can turn that. You should be able to turn it off if it's annoying. All right, so now I have that, and I would also cut here. So now between these two segments, between these, because they're now 2 separate tracks, you can make a transition. And I apply it. In this case, I won't adjust it because I want it to transition gradually. And you'll hear it, the effect. And for this too, I'll add another transition. And this transition, I believe, is the same constant power. And this, I believe, is constant power as well. Yeah. But look at what it's going to happen. Now I need to get this out of the minus. This is minus 10.7. I want this to be louder than a track, just to show that ending. Now you go and ending rises up. There is a way to do this with the ducting, because that's what ducking would do. Ducking could raise up on its own and all that good stuff if you do it. But I don't want it to duck. Ducking will do its thing. It's a computer. It works how it works. This is me having more control over it. So in this case, I'll go G and I'll go 14.7, which will put me to 4 dB. All right. Remember that? 4 dB. So plus 4 dB because we added that minus that plus 10, 14.7. Same thing with this. We'll have to add a transition to that as well. And just listen to how this worked in the end.
Have a wonderful Tuesday in God.
transition in to the raise and the volume of the background music, and then you transition out, everything fading away. That's it. So that's just one thing I do every day. When she does it. So Control M, we're gonna export this. Usually I export this in 480p, standard definition. And the reason why I do this format is because I really don't want to take up too much space. This is about 20. Let me see how much this approximately is going to be size-wise. So estimated file size, it's not even that small, to be honest. I probably could get it smaller, but you could go through all of these. 480 right now looks like my smallest. Everything else might be a little high. But that's just what I use when I export this. And I usually just resave this. Today is the 13th. So we're in. So you see, all of these months is what I did for her. We're in the 12th month now, so I haven't put that in the folders yet. So today is the 13th. We have the 13th. Did we do the 13th? Yeah, 13. And we're going to save that. I'm using my GPU to process, to export this and to process this. If you have a laptop, you may want to use your, it depends too. If you have a Intel, Intel will be able to handle this kind of stuff. I don't know AMD. I don't know how AMD actually. Yeah, I don't know what AMD handles with. Let me not get in that because I'm not that kind of technically savvy kind of dude. I know a little bit, but I don't know a lot, so I don't want to be wrong. Anyways, export. It's gonna export. Take a couple seconds to do it, and that's that. So that one task done. What I'm gonna do now though is get my little man some water. I won't get off stream because we still have to jump into that UX. We still have to jump into that UX challenge. We still have to jump in that UX challenge. UX challenge is to do a settings menu. I think that's what the challenge is for today. Is to do a settings menu. Settings, whatever it is. I can look. Daily UI. And if you are a designer and you really not like me, I don't have a design job. I'm a freaking supervisor, man. I work at I work for a transit company. All I see is dirty old buses all day, man. I smell diesel all day. And I work with a bunch of drivers, They're good people, though. Never say anything bad about your job. If you don't like your job, leave it. I can't tell you that I love it, but it pays my bill and it gives me a comfortable life. And I have okay bosses, man. Bosses are all right. For the most part, they don't get on me. Maybe because I do my job the best I can. But don't go blasting companies, man. If you don't like a company, you leave. Feel me? That's just, it's like blasting your car, for being old. That's probably not a good example. But why are you cussing your car? Your car is getting you where you need to go. The next challenge, let's look at it. The UI challenge number 6. It should be number 6, I think. Design settings for something. So we're gonna do a settings. I will go on a short break though. I'm gonna have to just get my little man some water, check on him, make sure he's good, because I love that little kid. He's my boss too. I gotta check on my boss. Let me see how long this stream has been on. I could probably just leave it up. Let's check to see the time. Well, I have been here for, it doesn't show. Oh, not even an hour. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to jump because maybe an hour video is kind of nice. Because, 2-hour streams, it can be scary. I don't like seeing, the only video I've watched, like in its entirety, and I'm not even going to search this kid up, is Kai. And I just found this guy. He says his name is Kai Sinet. See, people all screw up his name. I didn't know about this kid until yesterday. No, day before. About 2 days ago. I saw for some reason this thing came up on my feed and he's hilarious, man. He's a bit wild though. You know what I mean? For a guy who's 38, he is he's loopy. But I respect him. The reason why I respect this kid is because this man could be my real little bro. It wouldn't even be like as a matter of fact, I'm 38. This man is about 20. He could probably be my son too. I don't know. If I was striking early. But just the fact that you see a kid like killing the industry like this, like he's respected by people who've been in the industry when I was a kid, you know what I mean? Like hip hop artists and so on. But long story short, when you see a kid killing it like that, just being an entrepreneur, and he knows the business too. As much as he goes crazy on his streams, crazy on his YouTube, he does know the industry. He knows what he can and can't do. So he's not just there doing any and everything. He knows his limits. He knows his boundaries. And he skirts that boundaries. He takes risk just for the people who's entertained. And yo, I respect him because it could have been a whole different game. It could be somebody snatching somebody's purse or selling drugs. I don't know. Not that, I mean, kudos to you if you do all that kind of stuff. But he is doing it the right way. And you got to give respect to kids when you see them excel. You know, that's why I give a big respect too to all the entertainers. Like, you know what I mean? I look up to these kids like freaking Lil Baby, Uzi, Travis Scott. All them kids, they're younger than I am. I'm calling them kids, they're a little older now. But they could have been doing a whole different situation. You know what I mean? But they're making content for you guys, and it's a whole different story now. You know, they're not doing the things that are putting them in jail. And being black as well, I do know that, you know, as a black man especially, it ain't easy for us. And I'm not going to go race car, but you already know how it goes. We don't have to get into all the discussion how it goes, especially for black men. It's not easy. It's not easy. Not saying that it's the racist aspect of it I'm getting at, but it's just that the environment that you're brought up in, what you see around you as a black man. You know, a lot of us, we grew up in communities that it's not easy. You feel me? But when we come out to something, when we get an education and we're doctors, we're lawyers, we're teachers, we're YouTubers, we're entertainers, it means that we won. It means that we won. Because it could have been a whole different story. It could have gone a whole different way. You know, I lost a lot of my friends and family too to gun violence. My family, I want to say, at least, not just gun violence. Growing up, the first person I knew that died from, you know, something violent was my cousin. He got stabbed in the heart, and it's a little gritty. And I remember going to his funeral. Like that man was in high school, died at school. You know, and next family member came from England. They killed him. You know, recently they killed one of my little family member. That man was like a bit. I remember picking this guy up. He was a kid. But it's just how it's where you grow up, man. It's like sometimes it's hard, you know, and to see you come out of a community that's that volatile, it's amazing. It means it took a lot of work to ignore all the things that could have brought you south. You know, because as a man, you are a product of your community, usually, because you have friends that are not going to be great. And for you to elevate yourself above, you know what I mean, just ignoring all of that thing and saying, I want better, takes a lot of work. But anyways, as I said, I was going to, like freaking 10 minutes ago. What time is it now? Yeah, maybe about 5 minutes ago. Long speech. Just going to jump and give my kids some food. In the meantime, let's listen to some lo-fi. If you guys want to know where I'm from too, I'm not American, man. I'm a citizen, yeah, but I'm not from here. I was born in Jamaica, grew up in Jamaica, came here in 2010 at age 26. Now that's 12 years later, you know, and I'm a lot older now. And I was a product too. I was never a bad kid, but I seen all my life was going. Thank God. I made some real stupid mistakes in my life, but thank God. Thank God that I don't know who found me. He must have been the one that guided me, because it could have gone a whole different, you know, it could be different. That's all I'm saying. Parents, people, again, welcome things you could do. If I could do it, you can do it too. Absolutely do it. Don't doubt yourself. Believe in who you are. Believe in what you do. If you're selling candies, believe in your candy sales. You know what I mean? You can do it if you put your mind to it and you put your heart into it. You got to put love, though. I read this book. I'm gonna tell you the name of this book. Powerful book, though. Very simple book. 5 hour long. If you listen to the audiobook. Oh, this phone don't want to open. Very powerful book. Very simple concept. Definitely read this book if you can. And it's an older book, because I remember that. So it's a secret. So secret. This so I think secret is the, how you put it. Whatever. But the name of the book is The Power. And all they speak about is love, man. Everything you do, put a little bit of love in it, right, kid? He coming for me now. Yeah. So let me go get this little man his food. Let me go get this little guy something to eat. He's not hungry, but he's gonna keep checking on me.
Yeah, I want more clothes, Steve.
Dude, your clothes is fine, man. What's wrong with this guy? What's wrong with this dude? All right, well, let's go to this Figma file as well. We're gonna be jumping into some Figma soon. Let's see if we can create some settings. These are all my files, baby boys and girls. Boys and girls. I think we're doing good, though. All right, let me jump on. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut this one. It's gonna be an hour and change for this one, but and then I'm gonna come back on. It only makes sense because I don't know if I'm even editing these videos. I'm just gonna leave them up. If people get the chance to watch them, they watch them. If not, it is what it is. But let me jump off. I'll see you in a couple minutes.